Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Hope you're doing well. So today I'm going to do another music trivia video. The last time I did an 80's music trivia quiz. This time it's going to be 90's music. I figure I'd try to do this again and see how it goes. So let's see how it goes. So basically this will be similar to the last time. I'm going to ask 3 questions, and I'll give you 5 seconds to guess the answer to each question. Now, the main difference, other than, this is going to focus on 90's music instead of 80's music, is that all 3 questions are going to be multiple choice. So you basically choose between A, B, or C. So without further ado, let's begin. So the first question, we're going to start with this album here that's slightly censored. Nirvana's Nevermind. I mean, where would 90's music be without this album? It certainly changed the landscape of the music industry at the time, and particularly with rock music. Now, one thing that definitely changed was the advent of grunge music in popular music. That's the style of rock music that Nirvana was known for. The thing also about grunge music is that most of the successful bands that are also considered grunge acts were from the city of Seattle, Washington in the United States. So it was referred to as the Seattle Sound, but not all of them. So the first question will be, which of the following grunge bands did not come from Seattle? And here are your choices. Is it A, Alice in Chains, B, Pearl Jam, or C, Smashing Pumpkins? Can you guess which one? I'll give you 5 seconds. The answer is C, Smashing Pumpkins. They're actually from the city of Chicago, whereas Pearl Jam and Alice in Chains and Nirvana and Soundgarden and many other groups, Stone Temple Pilots also, I believe, I'm not sure, but they were from Seattle. The second question also involves Nirvana. Now, Nirvana was not only a highly successful album in terms of sales, but it was also very popular with critics. It got a lot of acclaim. In fact, on several Best of the 90's albums lists, including from such publications as Rolling Stone magazine and Spin, this album was the #1 album on their list. However, when Pitchfork came out with their top 10 albums on the 90's list, this one actually showed up at number 10 on their list, which is, well, a lot lower than you would expect. But at least it made the top 10 of the Pitchfork list. So only one other album actually made the top 10 of all 3 Best of 90's albums lists: Rolling Stone, Spin, and Pitchfork. Which album is it? So here's the question. What album besides Nevermind made it to the top 10 of 3 lists for best-selling albums of the 90's, meaning Rolling Stone, Spin, and Pitchfork? And here are your choices. Is it Odelay by Beck, OK Computer by Radiohead, or Enter the Wu-Tang by the Wu-Tang Clan? Can you guess which one? I'll give you 5 seconds. Okay, time's up. Did you guess it? The answer is B, OK Computer. Now, these other albums, including Enter the Wu-Tang, 36 Chambers, and Always Beck, made it on one or two of those lists, but not all three, whereas OK Computer made it on all three of them. So for the last question, we're going to stick with hip-hop and talk about some of the more popular music in the 90s in the genre of rap and hip-hop. Now, of course, many albums from the 90s were critically acclaimed. Obviously, this was a very popular one with critics, Enter the Wu-Tang, 36 Chambers, as well as Low End Theory by A Tribe Called Quest, and Aquemini by Outkast. Now, as well loved by critics as they are, getting a lot of critical praise does not always mean you have the biggest selling album. So the question is, which rap album had the most sales? Now, it's not any of these three, but we're going to take a look at which one it is. And here are your three choices. Question: which rap hip-hop album released in the 90s was the biggest seller? It's one of these three. Is it Tupac's Greatest Hits, Notorious B.I.G.'s Life After Death, or Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style? Can you guess which one? You get 5 seconds. Time's up. The answer is Life After Death by Notorious B.I.G. This album sold grand total about 10.2 million. This one was very close. It sold right about 10 million. This one only sold about 5.5 million. Interesting note, another 90s album, rap album that sold about 10 million was, believe it or not, Please Hammer Don't Hurt 'Em by MC Hammer. Yeah, that sold 10 million somehow. I guess you can't touch that. And that is it for this. Hope you enjoyed this music trivia video. I don't know if I'll do another one or if my next video will be different. Anyway, we'll see. Okay, thanks everyone. Bye.